Dish part of the show where we go deep on a topic or we dish about ourselves. Joining us is Danyelle and Dionna Gray. They are sisters and the founders of Womanish. Ladies, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You guys have a big year coming up.
We do.
We're excited.
We really don't mean to do that.
But you're around each other enough that things
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Womanish.
Yeah, so Womanish is a exhibition that's launching in March for National Women's Month, and it's also a movement, where we want to add on to this, this whole like culture of like women empowerment and things like that. Our event has been totally concepted, created, and produced by women.
Love it.
Emily Dalquish, she's amazing. She's our creative director. And we just have like a whole team of women. It's going to kind of be similar to, the experiential pop-ups that you guys kind of see, but there will be a little twist. We're gonna have programming, like, brunches in spring and like seminars and different things like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So it's not just a one-time thing. You want people to be attending these things and really involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
So like we've been, like you said, we've been doing a movement. So we had our Discover Your Ish launch in October, and then in November we had an event at Ace Hotel called Famish, and then we just had an event at Soul House called Selfish. Not selfish, stylish. Stylish. I get so many issues. And then we have an event coming up at the Hoxton called Selfish, where we talk about self-care. So, and then that's leading up to the March exhibition, where we're essentially like discovering your issues. We're exploring social political topics affecting women and gender non-conforming people. So while it's super fun and exciting, we'll have different layers under it. Where like one of our issues is like Paydish, where it'll be like a money installation room, but the underlying concept is the gender gap between women and men and stuff like that. So
Fair conversations. All right, well, this first topic doesn't be perfect for you. Sorry, Jen.
That's okay.
A third of men think it is unprofessional for women to discuss periods in the workplace. A new survey also found half of female employees felt uneasy taking feminine care products out of their bags in front of their male counterparts. So, why do you think this is still a taboo topic after all these years?
I think that it's just like weird to talk about, and I think too it's because men don't really know anything about it, so they're probably like feeling uncomfortable, like what are you saying? So I don't think I would talk about it with my coworkers. If they like are, why aren't you feeling well? I'd be like, it's that time of the month. Like, yeah, I feel like that's like the extent of like how deep I would like. I won't be like, it's shedding, I don't know into detail like that.
Personally, I don't get why people. I think you're absolutely right that men a lot of don't know what's happening physically. What's happening. I was just sick last week, and I had no problem sharing all the details, and they're way grosser than anything you're talking about. And that's why I think that it's a completely a double standard. It's half of the people in this population, if not more, are experiencing that sort of thing. Why can't we talk about all that?
But I think it also comes with time, right? Like if you were to ask me a couple years ago, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. Now my photographers know because like I get a cramp and I'm like, oh my god, give me 2 seconds, Right. So I think it does come with time and how comfortable you are with that person or that workplace too. I also think it's generational, right? Because I still think maybe my generation was a little bit more comfortable with it, but go a couple years older than me and people don't for sure. It's still very kept quiet.
Yeah, I think because we don't typically have conversations about your period, so people really aren't like comfortable with discussing it, just because like that's not a typical everyday conversation.
Especially with your girlfriends.
Yeah.
I think there also needs to be a challenge out there to men, especially because boy, anytime anyone brings up a period, it's like just our natural reaction to say, ooh, it's like we're trained to like say that sort of thing. That's our first thing, but we should check that a little bit and work on that a little bit and twist it a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because it's so funny, then once you get married, it becomes a topic of conversation on the regular, especially when you're trying to have kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now there have been many internet debates this year. Which side does the toilet paper hang on the roll? Yeah, for sure. That's it. For sure. All right, well, let's not hash this one out. How to dunk an Oreo, but now we are talking about how to chow down on the bird. All right, Twitter has helped us out with a chart determining which wing eater you are, right? Like how much meat you're able to get. So I believe we have. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, what is number 1?
Yeah, number 1 is kind of disrespectful.
So we all do disrespectful.
I'm definitely a 2.
You still leave all that on there?
I'm a 5.
Oh no.
What?
I'm a 4.
I'm a 3.
All right, so 3, 4. I'm you, Amy. Clean it on.
Clean that thing off.
I feel like there's like a hard part though that like
On the fat.
The cartilage.
You suck on that, right? To get the
up over the weekend. Enrique hates bone wing. We always get boneless when we order from the place.
You know what? That's when me and Enrique, can hang out.
Well, I made the mistake of not doing that. I accidentally got the bone wings, and he literally looked at me with like fork and knife trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm like, you just gotta break this thing apart. And he's like, I feel like an animal. I'm like, well, we are. But it gets a little animalistic when you see number 5, right?
Yeah, I don't even know
Number 5 is
how you
nuts.
could make that happen.
Well, let's bring some out here. Amy and I will lead you with a demonstration. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. No one, but hey, we all agree.
1's disrespectful.
It's funny that Enrique finds that like animalistic when you think about all the other foods you eat with your hands.
Oh, no
that's
problem
true,
whatsoever, for sure. Anyways, Liz, thank you so much for joining us. Remind us again when the next event is. It's coming up here in a bit.
Yes, January 22nd at the Hoxton from 6 to 8 in Selfish. We're exploring self-care in the new year.
Oh, fantastic. And we're going to see you in the next hour as well, correct?
Yes.
All right, they're for sure sticking around. All right, everyone, a shakeup with the protection detail for Cook County's board president, Tony Preckwinkle, comes with a high price for taxpayers. We'll have the details coming up in our weekly report with the Sun-Times. Plus, holiday cleaning hacks that will make washing that mountain of dishes just a little bit easier.
And let's take a look outside at the Whirly Bowl. Chicago camp could be a slow go, but with some morning rain. Tell you about the cold snap that's coming too, coming up on the Jam.